Okay, the last time we were doing things through the capture card was with Metopia, and things were being a little bit funny. But now it seems like things are working, and I can fix the audio levels to be something more reasonable. I don't know why it was bugging out that one time with Metopia. System update? Yeah. You what now? Why is that my desktop? Why? Freaking stamp. That, sure, this, I guess, or something. Update complete. The system will restart momentarily. Okay, sure. Sure, I guess. Well, there's that. Now we got no signal. Hello, Guzma. How are you doing today? I think I used the other layout anyway. But it looks like it's default set to my desktop. You were doing it with Metopia as well? Oh, were you playing some Metopia recently? By chance? Maybe getting into... Why? The thing's gone. The thing's gone. Everything is going wrong. Wait, my Switch is like on, and I see it's on in my dock. Let's take it out of the dock and put it back in. Ha, that's the solution. That's the solution there, right? Was this the layout that I used for the thing? Hold on. There's my regular desktop, I guess, and that's how I play freaking Fire Emblem. That's just on. What if we made this a Fire Emblem stream? Wow. Play some more Fire Emblem right now. Nah. Next time. Next time. Where's display capture? Freaking off. Off. Okay, things seem to be working. Anyway, some things have been happening. Some things have certainly been happening around the channel lately. No, I mean the audio. Wait, was the audio bugging out with Metopia like it was with Vesperia a while ago? No, the audio completely like left. Hello, Underkid. How are you doing today? What happened with Metopia was I was like mid-sentence, and then the audio just like stopped doing anything at all. It wasn't like the Tales of Vesperia slate bugging out nest that we've seen before. I apparently have a friend request. Okay, cool. Stop. I don't need to see the intro again. Freaking, I know. How do I have 31 and a half hours in this freaking game? Anyway. Yeah, with Metopia, the freaking audio cut completely. So, oh, I know why that layout was set up on my desktop. Is because I had to open Elgato Game Capture and freaking... I had to, like, play the game on my desktop screen and have it pick up the desktop audio from there, rather than the thingamabob here that should be set up back to the way that it would normally be. Hold on, let's see here. Advanced audio properties. Yeah, monitor only mute output. As opposed to doing this, where there would probably be a... Oh, wait, change it. As opposed to doing this where the game might have a slight echo effect. Bam. Fix that the way that it should be. But yeah, you got Metopia today. You're having so much fun. Awesome. How far are you, if you don't mind me asking? You're right, visiting your grandparents right now? How about me? I'm doing pretty alrighty. I need to go visit my grandparents here one of these days. Probably tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow I'll wind up doing so. Hello, Hawks. How's it going here? I know that since the last time I tried to do some off-camera grinding, but as it turns out, I can't actually leave this area, like, until we make some more progress in something. So apparently we need to ask around. I need to remember what's going on here. All I know is, well, I kind of want to like bum rush through this game and whatnot. Please take a look at our oh, hold on. Oh, you don't have any weapons. Gosh darn it. Sure, we can pick up some stuff and things, I guess. I might turn it down a smidge. I think I usually have it at those levels, something like that. But yeah, doing great. Just bought Final Fantasy 14 online. What do you think of that? I've never, to this day, actually beaten a Final Fantasy game. I've put probably 5 hours into Final Fantasy 10 and Final Fantasy 7, and that's it. I've told the story about covering Final Fantasy 10 on this channel before. It was like my first or second playthrough I ever attempted on this channel because the streamer who initially inspired me to start streaming, Otofu, told me that it was a game I should play, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. And because I was like a brand new streamer who like consistently had nobody showing up to my stream at a stream since I was just starting out, I didn't have anybody there to tell me that the audio was not working at all. So I knew that after like a couple sessions in, I would need to, you know, freaking start it from the beginning again if I wanted like an actual playthrough that had, you know, audio and stuff. And I never got around to starting it from the beginning. So like, I own Final Fantasy 10. I started playing 7 on my phone because you could freaking... There's some classic Final Fantasy games that you can play on mobile devices. So I started playing that on my phone actually. But I didn't actually get super far. Hi, cat. Where am I going? Where am I going? You have any ideas, Guzma? But yeah, you just added your first team member. Okay, so still super new there. Still getting into things. Man, who was my first? Oh yeah, my first team member in Metopia was freaking Captain Jack Sparrow. Just bought it so it's still down. Gotcha. I mean, 38 hours seems a bit far from average, but hey, at least you take your time with this. The most of that time is off-camera grinding. Where am I supposed to go here? This game is also an average of 50 to 60 hours, so about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But there's been a lot of off-camera grinding. Where am I? Hold on. We're supposed to ask around? Welcome, travelers. Afraid villages have a particularly special offer. So I just gotta go around talking with NPCs. That box feels though I've seen it somewhere. Can't seem to recall where it was though. Freaking Patrick's Rock. Anyway, yesterday I finally got my first COVID shot, and there was that. My arm is still a little bit sore, but I haven't really had any. Wow, that freaking flick back of the controller making me turn around after talking with you. I haven't really had any like side effects apart from just like sore arm and stuff like that, so it hasn't been that big a deal. And Blue from Blue's Clues have made her a pop star. Nice. Yeah, not from the overall be from. Yeah, I'll go around talking here. But yeah, so that's been pretty alrighty. Yeah, we're taking. Oh well. Whoops, I don't need to adjust the doogie cam. The box apparently. The secret box. How do you store that in like a pocket or something?
Where did you get it?
Rita's just like, yup, same old shit.
On a ship called the Atherum, my lovely lady. Have you heard of it?
Of course. You know about the Atherum too?
Yes. We happen to come across it on the ocean.
Did you see Launchi?
And Launchi would be...
Oh, Launchi is my love. I'm sorry to suddenly get so personal.
Your love. Damn it.
Damn it.
Hey, Carol. Your turn.
Aw, dang it, audio bugs, why? Gosh darn it. Right after I was thinking after Metopia we wouldn't have audio issues anymore. Gosh darn it, Elgato. Also, freaking passing it off to Carol after saying damn, Carol's gonna be like, hey, that's my word.
You're hopeless. All that we saw
damn,
was
Raven.
The ship itself. Oh, I see. Could I ask your name?
My name is Inigo Montoya.
My name is Yuafan.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
That's the name that was in the diary we found on the Atherum.
I really need to freaking rewatch that movie one day. I'm dropping frames. Why am I dropping frames? Oh no. Are we back? Oh crap. Oh no. Oh no. Are we back? Are we back? I was dropping frames there for a hot second. I got a new modem. One of the things I wanted to mention after that freaking slideshow of frame drops that I apologize for. There's a new modem.
Perhaps she's a descendant with the same name?
But I think we're good now.
Clear seal crystal?
They say it has the power to drive back monsters.
Oh, there's the audio bug. Oh no.
The sage said it was necessary to make a barrier around the town. Is that what's in the box?
Is that what's in the box? A barrier around the town. No, the freaking clear seal crystal, but still, you know.
Yes, we came to deliver this box to you.
Wait, I'm just now noticing that my freaking chat that I read from is not updating properly. It hasn't updated in a while. Because things are different on my other. I'm gonna refresh that one and hope that that updates it so I can see what things are being said.
Hey.
You just carry that on your person?
Could I have the box?
All I imagine. How did that fit into there? I was about to say all I imagine is freaking Zatu from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers. Like, oh, just hand over the box and I'll appraise it for you. There was one blue gummy in the box.
Looks like it.
It's so sparkly and glittery. A treasure even more beautiful than sea sparkles blooming on the surface of the ocean.
So who's that sage you were talking about earlier?
Morgan Freeman. If we're gonna go by the sage that we have in our Metopia playthrough.
The sage is a great Critian who came to our town from across the desert. A Critian? Well, creating a barrier is basically creating a Blastia. Blastia? But we can make Blastia with current technology, right? There are people who do.
You saw the Blastia at Emmede Hill in Cair Bakram. But I don't think that Sage guy is the one who made those Blastia with messed up formulas.
I'm sorry. I don't really understand.
That's been me through this entire game so far.
But the sage said that the clear CL crystal was needed to create the barrier. So Longchi set out to look for it. It's been 3 years since he left.
3 years, huh? You must be worried.
Wait, this sounds weird.
Yeah, the stories don't match up.
You think she could have miscounted by 1,000 years?
Wait, it doesn't match up. I just imagine Phoenix Wright yelling out, "Objection!"
How old is she anyway?
The same
We were
thing
just
could
talking about
have
Phoenix
happened
Wright the
3
other
years
day.
ago, or
During
1,000
Fire
years
Emblem.
ago, probably.
They say that history repeats itself, but who really knows?
Is that sage in this town? Where does he live?
Oh, yes. He lives in the house farthest into the town.
It's a very
Might be
small
faster
town.
if we went to talk to the sage.
Play it's unlocked.
Yes, maybe so.
If you're going there, could you take the clear CL crystal to the sage for me?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very
This
much.
is going to make the best mystical omelet ever!
Let's go.
Acquire the following: clear CL crystal, a gem inside a red box. Let's bring it to the wise one. Oh, they're called the wise one now? I just thought they were called the sage. But alas. Why am I turning on the Dogi cam? The Dogi isn't even here right now. She'll probably come down later tonight. But yeah, anyway. Did the stream crash? Yeah, crashed a bit earlier. But now Goosebook in here and such. But yeah. The first vaccine shot does have many issues, but the second shot that will floor it. Yeah, that's what I've heard. When you said Zatu from Explorers, you forgot he existed, was thinking of Rescue Team at first. Yeah, PMD2 has a Zatu as well. And second shot that caused a lot of issues. Anyway, I thought that today was going to be like the final day of this kind of mini one class university semester that was just like 5 or 6 weeks. Like basically a little bit less than 2 months. So I got ready for my exam today and my internet just stopped working completely. Hi.
Excuse me.
So I sent an email to my professor in panic, just like, oh no, I don't know if I can take the final exam. What the heck? Why is the internet not working? And in a panic, I asked my neighbors if I could like swing by there with my laptop and mooch their Wi-Fi to do my final exam. And then my professor reached back out to me saying, oh, don't worry, the exam's actually next week, 1 week from now. You got the dates mixed up. And I was like, oh. But regardless, while my dad was out and about today, we were already thinking about getting a new modem at some point anyway. So wound up picking up a new modem today. And we had like a really weird setup before where we had like 2 modems and 1 router. So I know that in the past, there's been like some issues when it comes to port forwarding, because you would have to port forward to like 1 modem and then the other modem to the other modem and then that modem to like the interwebs and stuff like that. And I honestly don't know why we've had 2 modems to this day and this freaking super overcomplicated setup. But now we're running a new setup that's only with the 1 new modem instead of like the dual modem setup that freaking, I don't know why anybody would ever run a dual modem setup. I don't know why we did for so long. But the internet might be a little bit funny. We might have some issues like that, just randomly dropping frames. I guess from like the network being like, what the hell? This is so different. I guess, I don't know. I don't know how it freaking works. I don't work in networking. That's why I freaking drove over to yoink my cousin to steal him for a little bit, who does work in networking, to come and like figure out some things for me that weren't quite working, and he figured them out and the internet's working. So hopefully like the stream quality and internet in general will be like much better from now on. Now that the setup has like 1, a better plan, 2, a better modem, and 3, a less overcomplicated setup of like the dual modem thing we had going on before. So I do hope that like stream quality will be like better from now on. We'll see.
You're...
Inigo
who
Montoya.
exactly?
We've run into each other a couple times.
Anyway, that was stuff happening today. But for most of today, the internet here was completely down.
How have you come to this place?
And it felt kind of weird because like, I don't want to consider myself one of those people that's like so reliant on the internet I always need it to be up. But when it was down for so long, I realized how much that really is the case, especially with me running this channel. Because usually if I want to be productive for a day, I'll like work on some university stuff.
How?
I'll work on some channel stuff. And these are all things that I can only do with the internet. So it's like I couldn't be productive today. So I mean, it was actually a nice little bit of a break from things. I took my doggy for a nice long walk, and she quite enjoyed that. I was napping a lot of today. And now the interrupts is back as of like an hour ago. I was like, hey, let's do streaming.
I see.
That's productive.
And yet, how did you...
We'll make progress on this playthrough. Anyway, that's today.
For what reason have you...
I probably should have told these stories like during regular gameplay instead of cutscenes, but this game is mostly cutscenes anyway, so
We're a little curious about this.
I might not have had the best chance. Ah, that is to make mystical
This
omelets.
must have cost you dearly to obtain.
Yes, usually costs all your limbs.
Actually, it just sort of landed in our lap.
That was quite a miracle.
You're planning on making a barrier blastia, aren't you? You're free to go pretending you're a sage, but forget about making any blastia. Who would even consider building a barrier blastia with something that's so obviously not a core?
But it is a solid mass of air. It simply lacks an inscribed formula.
Lacks an inscribed formula? What do you mean?
They are most commonly known as apatheia, of which the clear CL crystal is one example.
So this is an apatheia?
That the treasure you've been looking for, old man?
Also, I am not the sage.
Huh?
No such being exists any longer.
Why is it on the ground now?
That's a problem. We'll need to get that back from you in that case.
Neither I nor humanity have a need for such a thing.
Is he gonna step on it? Oh.
Whoa! What are you doing? Hold on a sec.
It's the same phenomenon we saw at Cave Mock.
Oh man. Just when I found one.
The apatheia bring only chaos to humanity. They are better off returned to air.
Return to air? Is that really all you did just now?
Whoa, audio hiccups, why? Should I actually try unplugging the switch from the capture card and plugging it back in again? And, I know that we've tried that during previous sessions. We haven't had the freaking audio issues be this bad in, like, a good while during this playthrough.
It's still no reason to go smashing other people's things.
What kind of a person treats treasure so poorly?
Wasn't the clear CL crystal, the apatheia, needed to save this town from the monsters?
This town has no use for a barrier, and no need to be saved. This place has been granted everlasting calm.
Come to mention it, it is pretty quiet here.
But still, there are monsters like Pharaoh nearby.
How do you know of Pharaoh?
I'd ask you the same thing. You seem to know about him yourself.
Please, tell us what you know.
Whoa, it's getting worse! I'm gonna unplug the capture card itself and plug it back in, instead of unplugging the switch and plugging it back in. Doot. Hold on. As if it'll make any difference, but we'll see. Come on. Come on. Oh no. Still no signal, really? Come on! We were just having countless technical issues freaking during the most recent Metopia stream. Why is this happening now? Can't I just stream a game? Maybe? Oh, I see the game on the screen in front of me. Let's change this to something else. And then change it back. That'll go this video back. Will it fix any audio issues though?
Pharaoh referred to me as a poison.
I see.
Humans are poisonous to monsters like him.
You know something, don't you?
There is a being in this world who possesses a power the Entelikeia despise.
The heck is the Entelikeia?
You mean me?
This being is known as the Child of the Full Moon.
Child of the Full Moon, like in the legend. By Entelikeia, you mean Pharaoh?
That is correct.
But what would the Entelikeia have against me? Against a Child of the Full Moon? What is this power the Child of the Full Moon possesses that they despise?
That answer lies only within the hearts of the Entelikeia themselves.
Which means I've got no choice but to find Pharaoh and ask him myself.
Do not be foolish. Meeting Pharaoh would end only in the death of the child of the full moon.
But
Estelle, give it a rest.
Hey, Regay, Jaeger from Ruinsgate talked about the Entelekea earlier, didn't he?
Something about them being the ancient race that built Nordopolica.
So Pharaoh built Nordopolica? That doesn't seem possible.
Take your leave. There's nothing more for you here.
Wait, there's something I want to ask you too. What were you doing at that Air Krene? Just who are you? What is that sword of yours?
Those matters exceed your comprehension. Do not ask of them again. Go. I have nothing more to say.
Where do you get off?
Rita.
Duke may have been the one that saved us in the desert.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go and thank him.
Hold up. He doesn't seem the type to do something like that.
You don't think so?
Just a hunch. You said that child of the full moon he mentioned was the sister of brave Vesperia, right?
Yeah. Goddess who bathes this world in her golden light, you are named Child of the Full Moon. Your brother, brave Vesperia, watches over us from the skies. You remain bound to your mother, the Earth, and will shelter her with your unceasing protection.
Is there like a hidden meaning in there?
I'm not sure, but maybe it's more than just an old legend.
Remaining to protect the Earth, huh?
Could protecting the Earth have anything to do with ruling over this world?
You mean like becoming the Emperor? If Estelle is the child of the full moon, that would add up.
Which means all the previous emperors would have been on Pharaoh's hit list.
I've never heard of anything like that.
This all sounds pretty complicated.
Yeah, I suppose it might be a bit too complicated for you, Patty.
It's too complicated for you too, old man.
Rita can explain it to you later.
Me?
Shouldn't we be thinking more about what to do next?
I'm gonna stay here. There are things I've got to investigate.
Investigate?
Clear seal crystals, apatheia, all kinds of things. Honestly, I have a few bones to pick with Mr. Warm and Fuzzy over there. If you're all going back, we'll have to say our goodbyes here.
But...
Oh, that's too bad. I don't imagine the desert will be much fun on your own, but good luck.
Oh, that's right. I can't go anywhere without crossing that desert.
We can afford to take a load off while she's checking things out, can't we? I'm pretty interested in apatheia myself.
If we're going back into the desert, we need to take time to prepare. We don't want to keel over again.
That's true. How about we leave tomorrow? Rita, one day should be enough, right?
Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay then, we'll meet up near the exit tomorrow morning.
Right. See you then.
Well, we parted with everyone. Just in case there's an immediate cutscene after this, I'll address the stuff that was missed now. Let me just say that with the last set of cutscenes, what kind of freaking story structure do you do where you introduce like a MacGuffin that's in the secret box that you can't open, but then you finally make it to the place where you can open it and you get the crazy MacGuffin out of the secret box, and it's just like, yep, that doesn't belong in this world, and it's just gone like that. Like, what the hell? Why would you do something like that in a story? Let me just get that out there. But yeah. Even Estelle glitched out a bit due to the capture card. And this is like the story of the stream, no signal, yeah. Sorry this is happening, get lag spikes with your Elgato, but not these audio issues. Wish you could help me solve this. Shall look online though and see if there's any form to fix it. I think that freaking, it only happens with this game, is the thing. Like, Metopia the other day, we had some weird issue where the audio was gone completely. But these kinds of, like, brief audio hiccups that are just like that have only been happening during Tales of Vesperia and no other game. And I don't understand. I don't understand. It really sucks it's happening, too, at one of the biggest story parts of the game, but it happens, you guys. Hope it doesn't ruin the experience for your Harmonia. Yeah, I definitely feel like yeah, it definitely seems like the kind of thing that is one of the bigger story parts of the game. That's kind of why I stopped talking during the cutscenes there, because it seemed like it was serious time and whatnot. But I am a bit lost, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like this is one of those game stories where I'm not always like completely on top of what's happening, and I'm definitely confused about some things, to say the least. But I mean, but yeah, someone says it could be the USB port not being able to handle the load of data coming through. It could be a faulty USB port as an example, but it only happens with this game. It only happens with this game is the thing. And it is directly hooked up to my PC instead of a USB hub like a lot of my other stuff is. But yeah. You don't have to traverse through the large desert again like you did before. You could just walk over the overworld too. Actually, a huge reason why he ends up destroying it, but you'll find it later on. Okay, so there is like a story thing where Bob. So the audio settings on OBS can be wrong, but again, it's only with this game that it happens, is the thing. So I mean, okay, there wasn't an immediate cutscene. I figured like just in case. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and go rest for the night, I suppose, and then we set out and stuff. Then we'll be on our merry way. But yeah, everything usually makes sense later on as the game progresses, so don't worry, being confused at this part is pretty normal. Alright. I'll take your word on that. Oh, on each session I should save it to another slot here just in case for reasons. And then make sure that this is still like my main slot by saving in there again. And whatnot. Okay, well, is it gonna be one of those things where I have to talk to everybody?
Would you like a skewer?
Where'd you get that from?
Is it any good?
Why don't you try it out?
Whoa, dead ass.
It's my grandfather's secret recipe.
What? But didn't you say you had amnesia?
I know everything there is to know about Ifrid. I traveled all over researching about him after all. That's how I figured out Ifrid was the one who told me my name was
Oh no! The audio issues are not going away!
Ifrid told you your name?
That's my oldest memory.
And he also took away part of that previous sentence.
Just remembering that fond look makes me feel all warm inside. I don't know whether he's really my grandfather or not, but I feel that he was such an important person to me that I can't help but think that's who he is.
I see. Still, it might have been smarter to keep that to yourself.
But...
You're used to it, huh?
I don't let small stuff like that bother me.
Crying gets you nowhere, was it? But even if you understand that in your head, your emotions aren't necessarily gonna listen.
I'm more patient than a camouflaged stone flounder sitting still in a field of stones.
Oh yeah? But your info broker turned his back on you too.
It's nothing. Things will work.
Why audio?
Tomorrow is another day. What will be, will be. In any case, you need to eat up if you want to cheer up.
I'm gonna try something different. I'm taking the Switch out of the dock, and I'm putting it back in. I haven't tried that one yet.
This is good.
Didn't I tell ya?
I love how this game is just like so serious in various moments. Just like, oh, here's like a serious cutscene where you get to see part of another character, and then just out of nowhere it's like, whatever the hell the tune was. Got this so-and-so title. Wow, isn't that crazy? Check. Got an hourglass. What the hell? Check again. What? Huh? Like another okay, but yeah, I think that it might just be like an issue with this game because we never have audio hiccups like that with any other game, is the thing. So it seems strange that it would just be this one.
You weren't able to meet Pharaoh after all.
But I learned about some very important things. The child of the full moon, and the Antilochaea.
But the only new thing we learned was what those words mean. As for the reason Pharaoh's trying to kill you, it seems we won't know unless we go and ask him directly.
But you heard what he was saying. If I go to meet Pharaoh, he'll just wipe me out.
It looks like we'll never know the truth then.
After all this, it's like I'm being told that I should just give up.
No, no way.
Maybe...
Huh?
Maybe what I'm trying so hard to figure out isn't really that important to know at all.
What do you mean?
If I'd never met you, Yuri, and I just kept living my life in that castle, I would have lived without ever knowing about the Child of the Full Moon, or the Entelekea, or any of that. So maybe I could just go on living without knowing why Pharaoh wants me dead.
So you're saying you should just go back to the capital?
I think that's definitely an option.
If that's what you want to do, I won't stop you.
Yuri.
Our contract with you is null and void at this point, after all.
That's true.
It's just, I don't really like hypothetical situations. They're not real life. And I'm not too good at pretending to forget things that I already know. If you can do that, then I don't have any problem with it. But can you really?
Then I can't do that either. But I have no idea what I should do in this sort of situation.
You want to know the truth, but you don't know what to do. That'd be a good summary of your situation, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Does Repeat have a thing? Nope, Repeat doesn't have a thing. Yeah, I think it's one of those bits where I'm probably going to have to go talk to everybody. Yeah, it's odd, but I think that we might just have to, like, accept that this game is going to wind up having audio hiccups.
Hey, old man, you can feel free to go on ahead to Nordopolica.
Hey there, youngin'. What? You want to get rid of me so soon?
Wrong. I just wouldn't want you to miss the new moon and your chance to deliver the letter all on our account.
Yeah, no matter what things I do, it does not seem to fix these audio hiccups.
Honestly, I could do fine without your concern.
Wrong again. If brave Vesperia gets in the way of Altosk's work, we'll be apologizing to the Dawn for an eternity.
What? You're too young to bother yourself with such fluff.
It's a matter of brave Vesperia being trustworthy. You see what I mean?
We've still got time left until the new moon. We'll be fine.
You sure?
Anyway, ain't about to go back through the desert and that cave myself. If I got killed by some monster on the way there, not only would the letter not get delivered, but brave Vesperia certainly wouldn't look very trustworthy to potential clients then, would they?
In that case, we collect your bones and the letter and deliver them as promised.
Oh, how kind of... Wait, hey!
Anyway, just as long as you won't go blaming me if you don't manage to deliver it on time.
No problem.
But yeah, I don't think you've heard of anyone else having the same issues before. Also, it seems to happen whenever anyone in the game is talking in a cutscene. Yeah, it doesn't seem to happen during like a regular gameplay. It's just like cutscenes when someone is talking. It's so weird. Please enjoy your time with this game, though, even with all the audio hiccups going on. The audio hiccups are quite frustrating because it's like, you know, it feels like nothing that I can do is gonna freaking fix it, you know? So that's always frustrating. I don't think it's affecting my game experience, more so affecting my stream experience. Getting frustrated with technology just not working for me.
We weren't able to find Pharaoh after all.
Yeah, our first job as a guild was an egregious failure. What do you think? Should we go back to Dongrest?
That might be best. But would you be okay with that, Yuri? And what about Estelle?
I'd be fine with it. As for Estelle, I'll leave that answer up to her.
All right.
This sure is a serene little town.
Huh? Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? No guilds, no empire. It's a little strange.
Yeah, but I think it's relaxing.
Yeah, but even so, I prefer Dongrest.
That's how everyone is. Everybody prefers the place where they grew up.
You too, Yuri?
Well, yeah, sure.
But if we're gonna work together in brave Vesperia, we'll have to decide on a single place for our home base.
We could always make someplace new, you know.
Someplace new?
Yeah, you know, everyone thinks of Dongrest as the Union City, but it's really Altosk City. It could be like that. Brave Vesperia could make its own city.
Brave Vesperia's own city. Yeah, I like that idea.
Well, either way, we've got a lot of jobs as a guild ahead of us before we can be thinking about things like that.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, Nordopolica is Polystrale's city, isn't it?
Yeah, if you think of it that way, Nordopolica's more of a guild city than Dongrest even.
Yeah, and Bellius rules the city too. Nordopolica, leader of a city, Duce of a guild. Wonder what sort of person Bellius is.
Well, a couple more party members are fine. You can find Judith at the exit as always. Would I maybe find Rita up here? Because there's also her. I don't see her over here. I guess we could just go down towards exit. But yeah, for the answer of like how I'm like generally enjoying it, I stand by the answer that I've given like a couple times before, where I think that if I played this when it initially came out in 2008, and was like my kind of entryway into these kinds of games, that it probably would have easily become like one of my favorite games of all time. But, you know, playing it right now with the experience that I have with other games, I don't know, there hasn't been a lot that's like super duper stood out as unique to me so far, I guess. I don't know. I haven't disliked the game by any means. And, you know, I obviously wouldn't be continuing this playthrough if I, like, hated things or whatnot. But I feel like I would have had a much better experience playing this, like, forever ago, rather than cramming it into my game schedule now and just being confused about a lot of the plot and what the heck I'm doing and getting lost all the time because there's no objective markers. And, I don't know. It's been a bit mixed for me, to say the least.
I guess I'm a pretty restless person.
That's unexpected.
You seem to have some problems staying put yourself.
It's always when people are talking that we get the audio hiccups.
I'm pretty restless myself.
That's not so unexpected, I think. Maybe it's the wanderlust coming back to me from when I used to fly around with Baul all the time.
Yeah, back when you were wearing that weird white armor.
Yes.
Wow, it's getting worse. The one thing I haven't tried unplugging and plugging back in is the capture card from the monitor. That probably wouldn't make any difference, but like, I'm gonna freaking take the Switch out of the dock and put it back in again. Again, it's probably not gonna make any difference at all, but like, it's irksome. The Medalia.
Are you going to look for Pharaoh by yourself?
Nah.
Oh, then where were you planning on going?
Only a walk.
Oh, I see.
Doesn't it seem like we've been meeting this way a lot recently?
No, must be your imagination.
But yeah, anyway, I mean, part of the reason about streaming this game when I can is also, like, when are good opportunities to do so? And, like, what do I need to catch up on the most in terms of, like, stuff being covered on this channel? Like, lately for Fire, they'll start to worry if you don't start pulling yourself together. Do I have to freaking go talk to Rita wherever she is? Maybe she's in the... Wait, I already checked in. That's where Patty was. When it comes to these other games, I try to, you know, balance things out and also be able to, you know, have like regular uploads for each thing. Like, I'm pretty ahead of the game when it comes to Tales of Vesperia, for example. I've been trying to do a decent bit more of Fire Emblem Fates recently, because Fire Emblem Fates is the one playthrough that is going on right now where I'm actually starting to get, like, seriously concerned about if I'll be able to keep up daily uploads for that series all the way until, like, beating it and such. Like, it's... If I hadn't done the past few hour streams over the past couple days for that game, I would have run out of daily uploads. Like, it's literally just the past couple sessions of that over the past, like, 2 or 3 days of Fire Emblem Fates that, I've been able to freaking, you know, keep this buffer going a little while at all. And I think now I'm good for, like, the next 4 or 5 days, but it's still, it's still concerning.
You're not gonna follow him?
What's the point? He's not gonna talk to me.
So this was a complete waste of time?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Apatheia?
When the air crane went berserk, Jaeger was carrying this box. This box was what messed up my magic.
You think the Apatheia is what's causing the air crane to go out of control?
Judging from the evidence, it could be a valid hypothesis.
So when the Blastia and Heliord was going out of control, you think there was Apatheia nearby? And the air crane and Cave Mock too?
There may have been. Otherwise, maybe the Apatheia has been damaging the whole world's air crane little by little. And a large distortion just happened to appear then.
Is this like an allusion to real life, how we damage the ozone layer?
I see.
It's really nothing more than a guess, but it could be right.
You don't sound very sure of yourself.
In science, you continually make hypotheses, then test them, and you get closer and closer to the truth. That's how it is. Well, okay. Maybe I can do something with this after all.
What are you gonna do now?
The next step after a hypothesis is testing it.
There is no mouth movement there at all. Well, I talked to all the nerds, so maybe I rest up and stuff now. You understand that? That's why you suggested Fire Emblem a few days ago when you're conflicted between Fire Emblem and Vesperia. Yeah. So we have like these 3 ongoing games right now. I was honestly, technically 4 if you count me wanting to do 1 more session of New Pokemon Snap when I get the chance. I was honestly debating about this stream. This one right here being one for New Pokemon Snap. And just wrapping up like a final thing about that. And then, you know, being done with that for good, I guess. I don't know. But oftentimes when I have multiple playthroughs going on at once, I'll have one that I'm clearly like way farther ahead in than the others. And it's like, okay, let's wrap up that playthrough, push through to the end, and then, you know, that playthrough's done, it's knocked off the list, and yada yada. But freaking all 3 of my main playthroughs going on right now of Miitopia, Tales of Vesperia, and Fire Emblem Fates are all hella long games that I don't think I'm near beating any of them, so it's a weird situation for me.